Wanna live a life.
That guy just, oh my gosh! Surprise, motherfucker! What? Oh my god, you're fucking crazy! What is up, you smexy individuals? My name is Birdman778. Welcome to another thematic build video. Today, we're doing a new flak build called Ninja Flak. Now, before we get into the video, I just want to let you know, I do stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Birdman778. Stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you're there checking out all these new builds being made. We have a couple of the streams sprinkled in between there, so make sure you're up to date on my social medias, twitter.com/Birdman778, instagram.com/BirdmanGram, then obviously on YouTube, youtube.com/Birdman778. Hit that thumbs up, the sub, and let's get going. So why do we call this Ninja Flak? Well, essentially this build is going to encompass fadeaway as the main action skill, and also use a couple different weapons that not only kind of sound ninja-y, but also have some pretty solid abilities that work really well with fadeaway. Now let's kind of go down exactly what weapons we are using. We're using a Dakota with consecutive hits, a Star Helix Shock with consecutive hits, an Unseen Threat with next 2 mags cryo, and then a Wedding Invitation ASE weapon damage. Why are we using these specific weapons? Well, first off, when it comes to Dakota, this is gonna be your main mobbing weapon for this entire build, and this can be your main weapon for the entire build in general. I use this for Wotan, Proving Grounds, and also just some general mobbing, and it was phenomenal. I mean, we all know it's already great, but obviously, as with that consecutive hits annoying, as you're hitting an enemy, specifically one enemy, it's constantly gaining more damage. So that plus its own abilities that it has with fadeaway as well, and Flak's own abilities, it just rocks. It's probably like my favorite weapon on this entire set, but my second would probably be the Star Helix right here. The Star Helix actually recently got a pretty solid buff to it, and then with this consecutive hits version we have with Flak, it definitely just shines. I think it's probably one of the better weapons as well that you could use for a fadeaway build. A Unseen Threat and the Wedding Invitation are essentially kind of, you can interchange them. We just kind of wanted to test out what snipers could do a lot of critical hit damage on bosses especially, and just for general mobbing, and these were obviously the two biggest ones. Equipment wise, we're running a Stinger shield with shock resistance, ASE activate any effect that triggers on shield break, a Cosmic Stalker with Jacob's Weapon crit, shotgun damage, and ASE cooldown rate, a Hunter Seeker with ASE rad, and then a Snowdrift Victory Rush with shock damage, ASE cooldown rate, and AoE damage. Now, why do we pick all these ones? Well, first off, the Stinger is obviously going to be awesome because as we activate our action skill, it's going to do that Nova that does melee damage to all the enemies near around us. This is probably one of the better parts, just because you're essentially kind of getting that you go in, you activate it, and kind of do that ninja sneak away with fadeaway, and you can just bounce out real quick, but also as you do that, you're going to be doing a bunch of damage to the enemies around you. So I really like it for that reason. We picked the Cosmic Stalker so that our Hunter kill skills get an extra boost to them. Hunter Seeker obviously to bounce off of that, and then the Snowdrift Victory Rush because we're able to get some speed. The ninjas are speedy, and Flak obviously kind of struggles with speed, but this can be super helpful. Now let's head on over to the skill tree and see what we have skill points wise. In our skill tree, we're obviously literally only 3 points into Persistence Hunter. We went heavy into green and red, and I definitely want to make sure I got this at least just so we got that action skill rate as well as some extra gun damage. But when it comes in the red skill tree, this is where we're probably stacked up the most. Bunch of points, and then actually pretty much everything that we have here has full points in it. It's just, what do we have? Interplanetary Stalker, Leave No Trace, Head Count, Hunter's Eye, Two Fang, The Most Dangerous Game, Big Game, Galactic Shadow, and Megavore. Why do we have all these? Well, especially head count, so we get the action skill cooldown rate, so that as we're doing damage, we're able to get our fadeaway back a little bit faster. And then obviously the rest of these skills, mainly just so we can constantly do more damage, especially with the high pellet counts, stuff like that. And obviously Megavore and Galactic Shadow for those crit damage. In the green skill tree, we are mainly going to be doing Furious Attack, 1 to all my BFFs, mainly just so our pet gets some health regen. 5 points in Eager to Impress, so we get that action skill cooldown rate on kills, like the wound, so our pet is able to pick us up. And then the rest of them are pretty much stacked up except for Rage and Recover. After killing enemy, Flak and his pet gain health regen. We're going to be doing a lot of killing with this build, so you're going to constantly have your health up. But the Fast and the Furious is also a really phenomenal one, especially when you're in fadeaway, to make sure you have that, because as you have above 50% of health, you get that extra gun damage. And then Hidden Machine, when nobody's looking at you, you get that extra gun damage as well. This is great for enemies that might be aggroing your Spider Ant, or just whenever you're in fadeaway. And then for fadeaway, we picked Not My Circus and Until You Are Dead as the augments, mainly just so we get that extra rate being invisible, and then also for the fact that after fadeaway is over, our pet will taunt, then all the enemies go towards them, giving us extra abilities with Hidden Machine, and those other ones we're able to just get some health regen. Now, with our Spider Ant, I decided to go with Spider Ant Countess. Why do we pick the Countess? Mainly because whenever we're kind of running around, we can have them do the attack command, and then it goes underground and then it hits them. I kind of think it's like a sneak attack a ninja would do. So I thought that was just kind of interesting. So let's head on over to the Mayhem modifiers and check out what we got there. With the Mayhem modifiers, so at the time of this recording, I am doing this while it is on the easy modifier week for the celebration event. So we have Galaxy Brain, Big Kick Energy, Speed Demon, and Slayer. I thought these were just kind of the best ones. One, Galaxy Brain, just because bigger crit range on bosses, Big Kick Energy, extra gun damage, Speed Demon, so we get some extra speed, and then Slayer, so that enemies are below 15%. We can kind of do that critical strike to just kill them right out there. So this is actually like a really fun build to make. I tend to have a little bit more trouble with Flak, even though he's like one of my more favorite vault hunters. I just love his concept, but having a build in fadeaway that I kind of have a lot of speed, a lot of movement, and feel like I'm doing plenty of damage at the same time without constantly going down, which I kind of feel like happens a lot with like maybe like a rack build. I really enjoyed, and I really kind of want to be doing some more Flak builds here soon. Kind of just testing out. I feel like the more I play, obviously, a character, the more you're going to understand them, understand where certain guns and abilities are going to help out your action skills and all your points. So you're going to be seeing a lot more Flak here soon. But guys, thank you so much for being by this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit the sub button as well. Again, streaming on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. But guys, I hope you have a great rest of your night, day, whatever it may be. Stay spexy.